All right, everyone, let's take a look at what is in the box for Mini Steel. The box itself is actually a very high quality, thick cardboard. I love how the box looks as far as like the art and the minimalistic feel and design it has to it. Very, very nice. You get 100 very nice quality, player card quality card stock. It's not linen finish, so you're not going to get that abrasions that you would get normally, taking off discoloration on the edges of cards. Very nice is looking and good feeling in your hand. You know, when I first opened up the box, it's like, oh man, these cards are kind of small. But once you get them going and you've got a couple of them in your hand, I really like what they've done with the size quality. And plus, you get a pile of cards, 100 cards in this box. You also get a bunch of tokens, 36 HP tokens, 14 poison tokens, and 10 draw tokens. The game does play 2 to 4, and this is more than enough than what you're going to need to actually get going. You get 4 double-sided reference cards, as well as this very nice dice. It has the non-sticker type finish of this dice that's like printed on. This is not going to rub off. It has some good weight to it as well. This is a good quality dice. I do like it. So setup for a game of Mini Steel is actually pretty simple. Each player is going to take a pile of 10 health tokens as well as 2 draw tokens. Then each player is going to draw a hand of 6 cards, and this will actually get everything set up. Once players have drawn their hand, gotten their HP tokens as well as their draw tokens, each player is then going to roll the dice. The player with the high number will take the first turn. So there are quite a few different types of cards in this game, from attack cards to potion cards to utility, equipment, and defense. We're going to go over each of the cards, what they do, and how they work. During your turn, you're going to be able to take 2 actions. Those 2 actions consist of attacking. So for example, with this card here, this one's called the Dagger. It is a +1 an attack, so it's going to attack for 1 HP. This symbol here denotes that it is comboable, so we'll get in the combos here in just a few minutes. The next card that I want to show you is called the Hatchet. It is an attack card again. This one attacks for 2 HP, and again, it is comboable. The next one you're going to look at here is the Sword. It attacks for 3 HP, and again, you'll notice it is comboable. The next one here is the Flame Shot. This one does 2 damage. It is not comboable. And if this attack does deal damage, then your opponent will destroy 2 cards at random. Now, destroyed cards are not necessarily cards gone from your hand, but they may be cards that you will actually play in front of you. The next type of card that I'm going to show you is another attack card. This one is the Scythe. This attacks each opponent for 1 HP, and take 1 card from each opponent at random. Add 1 of the cards to your hand and discard the rest. This attack is completely unblockable. So it is, again, comboable. It has a shield with a line through it. That means it is unblockable. And then this symbol here means it attacks everyone. Now, there is, again, a handy-dandy reference sheet that goes over what all those symbols do and what they mean right on there. So it's very nice to have this reference card handy. So some other cards that you're going to be able to play are potions. This one here is comboable, heals you for 2 health, and you get to draw a card. This one here is called the Remedy. You cure 1 poison token per remedy card played, or block 1 poison card. So this allows you to block if there's a poison card coming at you. This is another comboable card. This one is Poison. You give your opponent a poison token. And then while poisoned, players must remove 1 HP per poison token immediately at the start of every turn. Some other cards, these ones are now gray. This is a magnifying glass. So when you play this card as an action, you roll the dice to draw the number of cards from the top of the deck equal to the roll. Then add one of those to your hand, discard the rest. So for example, I'd roll the dice and I would roll, let's say, a 1. I'd draw 1 card off of the top of the deck. I'd be able to keep the 1. If I had rolled a 6, for example, I'd draw 6, keep 1, and then destroy the rest. Or, excuse me, discard the rest. The next card I'm going to show you here is called the Hook Rope. This Hook Rope is unblockable. so you can't block that. You steal a card at random from an opponent of your choice, or remove and keep an opponent's shield if they attempt to defend. We'll get into shields in just a minute. This one is called the swap rope. You swap hands with an opponent of your choice, and again, it is unblockable. So you just completely swap hands. It's very nice if you only have like 2 cards in your hand and you want to swap with an opponent who has much more than you. You also have a trip rope here. Again, this is unblockable. This allows you to skip an opponent's turn, which is very handy, be able to take 2 turns in a row. The next type of cards we have here are defense cards. This adds, when you are being attacked, you can play this card to add 1 defense token, taking 1 less damage. You have this shield token here called Steel Shield. You block 2 damage from any physical attack. Does not block poison card and does not block poison card combo if physical damage is taken. And then you also have multi-cards. This one's here very nice. You choose either to attack or defend in your turn. You shake the dice to determine the attack or defense value. And what's really nice about that is you have the chance to get a 5 or a 6. This could be pretty devastating when used as an attack, and very, very powerful when used for a defense. The next type of multi-card that you have in the deck of cards is the Fate card. You select who to use the Fate card on, then roll the dice to determine if your opponent is attacked, poisoned, or healed. So again, you could either get a hatchet, a sword, a poison token, a flame shot, a dagger, or heal them, which is the negative side, obviously. So if I'm attacked, if I want to choose my opponent as the target and I roll this, well, when I roll this one, it is the flame shot. I would be able to do the flame shot's ability again of attack for 2 HP and destroy 2 of opponent's cards at random. The type of cards that can be destroyed when you play them are actually equipable cards. These ones have the blue color, kind of like the teal color to them. When I use this card, it has a little star here, and this star means it's a free action. So during my turn, I can actually play this out in front of me, and this card will stay out in front of me until it is destroyed. And anytime I attack with a melee attack, it's going to deal an extra +1 damage. You can only have 2 of those equipped at any one time. I also have armor here. You gain +1 defense value. Only 1 armor can be equipped at a time. And again, a free action. And then I also have a satchel. You equip this to allow you to draw 7 cards at the start of the turn instead of 6. Only 1 satchel will be equipped at any time. And again, free action. The next type of cards you have are light cards. This is Confusion Dust. And what this allows you to do is deflect an attack back into an opponent at the value equal to the attack's value, including combo attacks. And this is completely unblockable. So that attack that attacks them back, they could not block. The next one you have is a Resurrection Scepter. Upon death, revive yourself by rolling the dice, setting your HP value to the roll. Discard your hand, then draw 6 new cards and acquire 1 draw token. The next cards you have are the Dark cards. So this one here is the Plague Skull. Give all players 1 poison token, including yourself. So again, it affects all players. It is unblockable. It tells you what it does up there. And then the last but not least is the Doom Dragon. So this destroys 2 cards at random from every opponent. The opponent to your left also destroys 2 cards at random, unblockable. So not only do you destroy someone else's card, but they will destroy yours as well. Players must take 1 HP of damage if they choose to discard a dark card. So if you can't take an action, you can just go ahead and discard a card instead, and that could be considered your second action. But again, if you discard one of the dark cards, it would actually be Bad News Bears. So during your turn, when you have your hand of 6, the very beginning, you would actually take any poison damage that you have. So to start off at the beginning of my turn, for example, I've got 6 cards in my hand, and I have 2 draw tokens. They're +3s, and I'll explain that in a second. So I don't have any poison tokens. If I did, I would lose a health for each poison token I had. I would draw cards until I have 6, and then I could play heal, attack, utility, or equipable cards. And then noting that a single turn consists of 2 actions, combos counting as 1 action. So let's get into combos and let's talk about that. So On the reference sheet on the other side, you have this color code. And what this tells you is the different combos that you have and what is comboable and what is not. So just because a card has the combo symbol does not mean it will combo together. So for example, I have on here at the top, I've got 2 of the orange cards. Those would be daggers. If I play 2 of those together, instead of doing 1 damage apiece, it would actually do 3. Okay. If I played an orange card and a poison card, again, I would deal 2 damage for the 1, plus I would give a poison token out. And that would only actually be 1 action for my turn. So for example, if I played these 2 cards as my action, this would actually deal 2 damage because the combo instead of the 1, plus it would give a poison token. Now this would be something that could be blocked. So if a player was able to block it, such as playing a shield by being able to block 1 damage coming to them, they would still take 1 damage, and then they would also take a poison token to put their pile of tokens. Now, as a free action, or at any time, you can actually spend one of your draw 3 tokens to immediately draw 3 cards off the top of the deck, essentially giving you the ability to try to draw a shield or something else that could block maybe a poison token. The game does come with this handy dandy reference sheet that goes over all of the different cards, as well as an extensive example of how the cards work, the objective of the game, as well as a turn order sequence. So again, take 1 poison damage if applicable, draw cards until you have 6 in total, play heal, attack, utility, or equipable cards, and then note, single turn consists of 2 actions, combos counting as 1 action. Players may forfeit 1 or both of their actions, but must discard 1 card per forfeited action. Now this game is very, very fun. I've been able to play it 2 players as well as a 3-player version as well. Have not played it to the player 4 count, but I tell you, it was a fast, furious, and very entertaining game. We wanted to play it again and again and again, and it is a small box game, so we could literally have taken this anywhere that we wanted to. Now, I do encourage you to check this one out. It is definitely one that I like a lot.